when you're traveling with other people in other vehicles, then things get really complicated if they're not in your mindset.
Dude, I was leaving that for last. I was leaving that one for last. That's okay. Go ahead.
So the thing is, in your car, you have a one-to-one communication face to face and you can sense what's going on. But if you're traveling with a second set of people who are your family, who are your friends, who are in a different car, and their method of traveling is wildly different from yours, now you're in trouble.
All the best.
Yeah. So, and my solution to that is I will see you there. I don't have to constantly see your car in my rearview mirror, especially with cars, not so much with motorcycles. But I don't have to constantly see your car in my rearview mirror, and there's no reason why I should constantly be looking out for my car. We both have phones. We've WhatsApp shared location or whatever with each other. We know where we are. If everybody thinks like they should stop together, but don't force it.
Seriously, if you're doing this and if you have people that you can't sync with,
Yeah.
right? Just break loose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Meet
do
on the
your
other
own
side.
thing.
Yeah, meet on the
I mean,
other
it's
side.
okay. You may have booked hotels together, whatever. Enjoy your day. When you get to the hotel, enjoy the
No,
time
and
there with
remember
them.
that when they are out of the car, they are still the nice people that you want to hang out with. It's just that they drive weirdly and you don't understand it, and they think you drive weirdly and you don't understand it either. They want to stop every hour and take pictures and have khana, and they think this is what a road trip feels like. And you are like, no, I want to drive for 3 hours and then take a much longer stop. This is how I drive. It's much easier to just not mediate a solution and say, we'll just see you on the other side,
Yeah.
than to say, we'll mediate a solution instead of your 1 hour and my 3 hours, we'll stop every 2 hours. Neither they're happy nor you're happy.
So taking a road trip with friends who are you don't know that well is a big commitment. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Because if you like to travel by road and you like to do things in a particular way, you should know what they are like on
Yeah.
the road. And see, again, that same thing. You are responsible for each other once you decide to hit the road together. And that is something
Yeah.
that will always play on your head. So choose well, choose
No, and
carefully.
we've been in situations where we didn't have a choice. Like we were coming back from the Coimbatore track day. Anand, I, and I think Shrikant, we'd ridden up. And we, three of us, and we ride well and we know each other very well. So safe, peaceful, no stress. On the way back, we discovered many people had also ridden down from Bengaluru. Now everybody wants to go back in a group. So first, Anand selected a time which wasn't the super convenient time. So a few people dropped out. But that was primarily to reduce the size of the group, no other malice intended. But now we are in a group of 6, 7, 8 bikes. How do we ride? Like me, Anand, Shrikant, we will say at 100, 90, but we can do this for 5 hours at a stretch. So in theory, I can get from the exit of Coimbatore to the entry of Bengaluru in one stretch. I don't really need to stop. Anand had a GS. The GS will go the whole distance on a fuel tank anyway, right? What do? So Anand said, Shumi, you lead. To me, when the road really opens up, get to about 105 indicated because it keeps people's brains engaged on the road. Don't go any faster, don't go any slower. So fine. When the road gets busy, slow down to whatever speed you need to. Great. Every hour, hour and a half, if you don't remember, I'll remind you, but find a place to stop. Which is completely not what we do.
Yeah.
Right? We'd stop every hour. And this is a 4-hour trip. It means going to Bengaluru in 4 stops, which for me is like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Right? But Anand said, look, some of the guys who came to the school were new riders and they had gained the confidence to be out on the highway for the first time because we were in front. So I can't put them in a situation where they're well beyond their capacity.
If there's somebody being a jackass, right? If you're multiple cars, advise. If advice doesn't help, you back off. At least secure yourself.
Yeah.
Because in that kind of a scenario, the least you can do is not add to the situation.
Yeah.
So just distance yourself, right? That's far easier to do. So do that. Traveling in a group, walkies really help. If you're multiple cars, it just makes it easier to coordinate. It also adds to the fun. It's nice to have that, just convenience, not having to make a call every time. And it just makes the group flow a little bit better. The other thing, fuel, right? If I'm traveling to remote areas, it's tempting to fuel up in one go. But if I can, I will top up again and again. What I'm doing is I'm reducing the chance of poor fuel getting in the way.
Yeah.
Right? Because you may get bad fuel once, right? And if that is going to be your entire tank
that by
full,
volume becomes the larger and larger and larger part of your tank, it's most likely to cause a problem. So you keep topping it up and diluting it, as it were.
so you just keep filling up as convenient as it is.
Oh, and in a group, if anybody stops, everybody stops, right? So if anybody goes to a bio break, everybody goes for a bio break. If anybody tops up fuel, everybody tops up fuel. Otherwise, what happens is if your vehicles start falling out of sync, then you just have a whole bunch of fuel stops where one guy refuels and everybody else is just standing around doing absolutely nothing, and everybody's time is being wasted. It happened to us. We were returning from India Bike Week, I think, and somebody we mutually know, but there's no point mentioning their name here. He was the only person who didn't refuel, and all the other 4 or 5 bikes refueled.
Okay.
And we said, refuel. I just filled it last night only. He was on a bike with a 11-liter fuel tank. Everybody else had relatively larger fuel tanks. Please fill your bike. No, there's no need. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
And then that small
11
fuel
liter
tank was
fuel.
out of sync.
Hmm.
So the next fuel stop we made was for him.
Hmm.
And at that point, I said, let's everybody fuel up. Oh, we just filled up. I said, yeah, that's how we got here. So if he is filling up his bike, we are all filling up a bike. And okay, we took 2 liters each. Doesn't matter.
Right.
But from that point onwards, we knew that that bike would be the limitation. So 220 kilometers later, when he said, I need fuel, we all stopped and topped up our tanks. But once you sync it, it becomes a heck of a lot smoother.
Got it. Hang on a second. If you think that something felt a bit missing over there, that's because it probably was. This is a small clip from a much larger conversation which you can find on the MotorInc channel. So head on over.